Hello, and welcome to the Salon Success Secrets podcast. If you've ever had an employee come up to you and be like, you know what? I think we should look at our dress code and come up with some new opportunities. I really wanted to express the way I feel. If you've ever had that happen, or maybe you're aware of thinking about upgrading your wardrobe for your team, this is going to be the perfect podcast for you.
Yes, because what we know is that what people want to wear inside the salon is always a hot topic. And, maybe you have personally gone somewhere before. I know I've gone into, let's just say, a nail salon, for example, not all, but one in particular that I walked into. Everybody was dressed in like yoga pants and like just mismatched, looked like they had just rolled out of bed. And, what stood out to me was I was actually paying a pretty premium price when I was paying for the services at that place. So the price didn't necessarily reflect the way that people were dressed. And, I just automatically felt out of exchange already. It already felt like, okay, what's my pedicure going to be like today? What's going on? It just opened up so many loops for me as a consumer when that happened, that it made me realize, hey, what's good about this situation is that it's not just only happening inside of the salon world. I think the same thing could happen. Hey, if we walked inside to our dental office or doctor's office and they weren't wearing scrubs or something, that just made you automatically feel at ease about where you were at, you might question the exact same thing. Like, is this a sterile environment? So it is just so interesting, the subliminal messages or the subconscious messages that we are sending to somebody just via the way that we dress.
Yeah, such a great story there. And so when you think about it, let's start with the power of first impressions. When you think about that, like Lindsay was just saying in her story about the nail salon, like you literally have point zero one seconds to make that first impression. And so there's so many, factors that go into people naturally just judge you when they walk in that door. So thinking about like how does your team show up? What are they wearing? What's the body language? Because I think a lot of times we forget that body language a lot of times can suggest how we're showing up or how people can view insights from us. And so like really analyzing like what is the look that I really want to put out there. Like a beautiful opportunity is to step outside of your own salon and walk in. Think about what you experience. How do you feel? What is your team dressed like? Is that speaking to the brand that you want to create? Because the power of first impressions is so important. And my grandmother used to always say, she said, people always look down before they look up. And so like, like Lindsay was saying, I've been a place before where it wasn't too bad dressed up here, but then they just had some Crocs on, and nothing really with Crocs, but it just didn't go with the luxury look that I thought I was going to experience.
Yeah, it is just amazing how many messages are sent to you subconsciously just based on your appearance, and like you mentioned, Jen, like that you have that 0.1 second to really make that first impression, and I think really there's like an energy that you also bring with you just based on the way that you're dressed, and I think if you've ever been sick at home before, you know that you probably were looking and feeling like a scrub of some sorts. You hadn't showered maybe in a couple of days, depending upon the sickness. And so your energy was probably really low. And then the moment that you took that shower and like actually got ready for the first time after that sickness, you're like, wow, I feel incredible, and I think that this really goes to show that there truly is an energy hierarchy in the way that you dress and the way that you express yourself or impress the world with how you dress. And so, you know, really remembering that our wardrobe influences our energy. And it really influences the energy that we project out to others. And so, this is why it's so important for people to dress the way that they want to inspire their clients. If they want to be more impactful, it's more impactful to dress to impress people than it is to dress to express yourself or express a mood, is basically kind of what you're doing. Just like when I walked in the nail salon. Wow. Hello. They weren't, there was no shooting them up going on. That was definitely a nail salon. Um, when I walked into that nail salon, it just made me realize, like, okay, their mood was like that they wanted to be loungy and probably didn't really want to be there. That's what the subconscious
Mm.
message they sent to me. Now, an unconscious person isn't aware of that. Most of the time, you aren't aware of the subconscious messages you're getting, but that's the truth about what it is that they were sending in my direction. And it just didn't set them up to earn the highest tips or to earn the most amount of money, because what they were already sending was, hey, I'd kind of rather be loungy today than be here, you know? And so it's
Mhm.
just amazing how impactful our appearance is on the way that the world views us.
That's so good, Lindsay. It's like, be the person they want to become. I mean, like when you really think about that, when you're dressing to inspire those clients, it's more impactful than dressing to express mood. I remember talking to a salon owner one time. They're like, I have this person on my team and her makeup just doesn't fit our brand. I said, tell me more. And she said, well, she likes really high fashion makeup. She's like, think Drew Carey, Mimi. Was it Mimi from Drew Carey that had
Yes.
the blue eyeshadow?
Yeah.
She's like, and she has dots, and she said it's not that it's not pretty, it's just that it doesn't fit our brand. And I said, yeah. So you have to think about, how do your consumers feel when they see that too? And so having a simple conversation, helping that person or that team member understand, hey, this is who we serve here. So let's help them see what's truly available to them by dressing to impress, like having our eyeshadow. If you're more of a luxury experience salon, then having a luxury outfit on. It doesn't mean it has to be high end, but it has to mean that the person would want to feel that they're in that luxury, position. It'd be like going to the dentist and the dentist opens up and there's no teeth in there. They'd be like, what? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure I want to stay for this appointment. And so we have to really think, how we influence our clients' perceptions through our appearances. There's a difference between looking like a professional and looking like you're just getting through the day. And, I always like to teach my team, especially too, like, are you dressed for a $200 haircut every single day? Because when you show up, and he's like, B, do you have, if you show up as that person who gets paid $200 for a haircut every single day, the only thing that can happen is a greater financial impact, because your income will increase just by showing up different.
Yes, I love that, because it's definitely true that your wardrobe will impact the income that you earn. And so you might be thinking, well, how do I dress for impact? Or how do I, provide some actionable tips to my team, to really build a wardrobe that communicates professionalism and inspiration, So I would say, step number one is to choose clothes that make you feel confident and energized. I know this is a beautiful time of year if you're catching this episode at the beginning of the year when we first released it. So many people love to go through their closet this time of year. And just making sure, like, hey, let's only leave clothes in the closet that make us feel confident and energized, and sure, if you want to have some clothes that don't, make you feel energized and you still, want to keep those, like maybe find a certain section in your closet, so that, like, hey, when I choose clothes that I'm going to show up to the salon in, it's going to be from this section, because these are the clothes that make me feel confident and energized. And, then I think step number two is just to, make sure that you have all of the basics that you want, because we know that trends are going to come and go. And so when you invest in a couple of high quality basics, they can make it through multiple seasons for you. And really kind of set you up like, hey, then you can invest in some cheaper things that are, kind of stylish and professional, go with the trends a little bit more. But you already have all of those basics, whether you're somebody who chooses to, just do all black in your salon, or whatever color it is, like just really thinking about some of those basics and then building out your wardrobe with a couple of trendy pieces that you can, get rid of in a couple of years and not feel guilty for the price that you paid. And I think step number three is to pay attention to like your personal grooming and your personal care, because if you have, let's say chipped nail polish, or you haven't paid attention to your nails in weeks, that's a subliminal message that you're sending to somebody, that like, I want you to care about you coming in every 6 weeks to get your hair cut and colored, but yet I can't even maintain
Mhm.
myself. And so it's a small little subtle subliminal message that we are sending to somebody, or a subconscious message, that may be holding us back in some way, shape, or form. So keeping up with your own cuts and colors and all of that good stuff, if you want your clients to do the same thing, and I think, step number 4 is just to, really add small touches that can reflect your personal style, but they don't overwhelm your professionalism. So if you are somebody like Jen mentioned, who loves to wear more of an extreme makeup look, but maybe it doesn't marry well with the, luxury image that your salon is trying to portray, maybe you can do a small little touch of something, that would still make you feel like, okay, this is still me, but this is still conveying the message that I really want to send to my guests, which is, that they're in a safe space, and we're here to create that luxury experience, and it's about the guest. It's not about the artist or the person providing the service, because when our clients come to us, we need to do everything we can to help them show up more confidently in the world. So it's, the difference of, when you're dressing for expression, that's about you. But when you're dressing, to impress them, that's about them. Like, you want to help them bring out their best, their brightest, and help them shine more amazingly inside of the world.
Yeah, so good. And I think as you scroll TikTok or Instagram, sometimes you'll see stylists that are like, I want to work in a salon that lets me wear what I want to wear. And so this is a beautiful conversation to have with your team as well, because like to help them understand, like we want to dress to impress, not express, is like truly like who do we want to be there to serve? And I think as salon owners, one of our greatest gifts is to show them this environment that they need to dress in. Because if you're showing up in leggings and a sweatshirt every single day, but you're expecting your team to show up in, your branded outfit, whether it's luxury or whatever it may be, like there's going to be a disconnect there. So even if you're not behind the chair, like your greatest opportunity is to still set that example for them. Because when you set that example for them, they're going to buy in faster to that.
I love that. That is brilliant. And that is the way that you really make that change inside of your salon environment, So it is so important to really focus on that dressing, to really impress the guests, really, like Jen mentioned, it, show them what it is that your branded language is. Show them what it is that they're there to get. If it's not luxury, what is it that they're there to receive? And worry less about expressing your own mood levels or what's happening in your life. And also just keep that in mind. What am I expressing by my own mood level based on what I'm wearing? Because you probably wouldn't show up to, the Grammys in your pajamas, but, so why would you think it was okay to do that inside of the salon? And then it's okay if you did decide that, but you would also then be responsible for the income that you're receiving on the other end of that. So we just want to challenge you to really elevate your wardrobe, elevate your energy around your wardrobe, and come up with a plan on how you can dress for impact. It's even a great thing you can share on social media, like different body types, different outfits that really help enhance different body types. If somebody's an apple, showing off their legs a little bit more. If somebody's an hourglass, showing off their waist a little bit more, just like really, looking for ways to help people be more confident with their body is truly what it comes down to. And when people are impressing instead of expressing, it helps others do the same around them.
Awesome. So, just a quick little tease for you guys. If you love this and you are like, wow, I cannot wait to implement this and talk to my team about it, this is just one of our chapters in our new book coming out. Think and Get Rich as a Beauty Pro. That it's a beautiful opportunity for anyone in the beauty industry. So, just shoot us a message, hello@salonbusinessschool.com, and we'll be sure to get you on our pre order list to get this copy reserved for you.
Yes, so good. Thank you so much for tuning in. We can't wait to see you again.